All right, everybody, welcome back. So y'all know every day we're doing warm-ups from now on, so make sure you do that as soon as you walk in, write down the blue line, learning target, the objective, and then try the warm-up on your own. Hopefully you've already tried the warm-up on your own, but here we go. First things first, it is a two-step equation because I have an x with a 3 and the plus 7. I have a constant and a coefficient. So we need to solve for x. Let's get rid of the loner first. So what do I get rid of first? Which number? We're trying to leave x alone, but do I get rid of the 3 or the 7? The 7, right? The loner is the positive 7, the constant. So what's the opposite of plus 7? Minus 7 on both sides, right? So the 7's cancel out. And now I have 3x equals 37 minus 7 is 30. And then my last step to get rid of that 3 in front of x. Does everyone know a 3 in front of x means it's being multiplied? So what's the opposite? To divide, right? So we divide by 3 on both sides. The 3's cancel on the left. X equals 30 divided by 3, so x equals 10. Cool. All right. Again, easy 20 points for today. Do this every day. For the week. All right. Here is the notes. All right, let's take a look at this. So, all right, everyone's looking up here at the front. Let's talk about solving not just 1 or 2 steps, but multi-step beyond 2 steps, okay? So, the distributive property occurs when you have a blank outside the parenthesis. So we talked about this on Wednesday when we did PEMDAS, order of operations, but when you have a coefficient outside the parenthesis with a sum or difference of terms inside the parentheses, okay? So we've seen this before. When there's a number outside the parentheses, we're going to multiply into the parentheses. 2 times 3x and 2 times 4. So what is 2 times 3x? 6x. We can't forget the x, right? And then 2 times 4 is a positive 8. Now that's just basic distribution, okay? This is called simplifying because there's no equal sign. But look right below this, number 1. Now we're going to start solving, and now you notice there's an equal sign here. Okay, well, let me tell you. If you see a number in front of a parentheses, your first step is going to be to distribute into the parentheses like we just did. So let's go ahead and do that as our first step. Number 1, 2 times x, 2 times 4. Okay, what is 2 times x? Y'all know, or y'all just quiet? So quiet. All right, well, check it out. When you have a number and a letter, and when you multiply them, you just stick them next to each other. So 2 times x is 2x. Cool? Don't know that, or no? Okay, so 2 times x is 2x. And then 2 times 4 is 8, so plus 8. Bring down equals 16. And then we're going to solve a 2-step equation. Doesn't that look like our warm-up from today and our notes and assignment from Thursday? Let's solve that thing. The loner that I need to get rid of is that plus 8. So the opposite is minus 8. Minus 8. 8's cancel out. Bring down 2x equals, and 16 minus 8 is 8. Last step. How do I get rid of that 2? Two is in front of x being multiplied, so the opposite will be to divide. Divide. Okay? 8 divided by 2 is 4. Cool. Let's do another example. Negative 2 is in front of a parentheses. Can you distribute the negative 2? Negative 2 times 3x. Now, negative 2 times 3x is what? Negative 6x, yeah. And then negative 2 times positive 2 is negative 4. Now, if you're struggling with that, remember, calculator is your friend. It equals 20. And now we should be able to solve a two-step equation. We get rid of the loner, minus 4, by doing the opposite, plus 4. And on the other side, plus 4. So the negative 4 and positive 4 cancel out. Bring down negative 6x equals, and then 20 plus 4 is 24. This step is where some people get confused. Is everyone focused here? How do I get rid of a negative 6 in front of x? So negative 6 and x are being multiplied, right? What's the opposite of multiplying? It goes faster the more y'all talk. So the opposite of multiplying is dividing, right? So what am I dividing by? 6 or negative 6? What do y'all think? Negative. It has to match this number. So if there's a negative coefficient, you divide by the same negative coefficient. It has to match when you divide. Okay? So again, we divide, it has to match. So we divide by negative 6, divide by negative 6. 24 divided by negative 6 is negative 4. Okay? I want you to try numbers 3 and 4. I'm going to give you a couple minutes. You try it, and then we'll go over it. Okay? Everyone's trying 3 and 4 on your own. See if you can get the right answer. Everyone's trying that one? 3. You try it. Okay. You can check your work. I know you may not have finished, but I do want to get to the back side. So check out 3 and 4 on the front here. You distribute the -3. Remember, negative times a negative, so you get that +6. Get rid of the loner and divide by the same number. And number 4 is on there too. Number 4, you get a fraction answer, which is fine. You can turn it into a decimal if you want. I'm going to give you all a minute to get these down, and then we're going to do the backside, and we'll be done with the numbers part. All right, if you got that, flip it over. Let's talk about the backside. Cool. All right, on the backside, or sorry, does anyone still need this? All right, backside, here we go. All right, now what if there's variables on both sides? Does everyone see there's more than one x? Okay, now, last week we talked about combining like terms. If it's on the same side, you can only add the same thing. But this time, x is on different sides of the equal sign, right? You see how x is on the left and on the right? Okay, so here's my question. I'm going to ask this every time. Can x be on both sides? The answer is always, it can start that way, but at the end, it just needs to be on one side. X equals a number, right? So we need to get it out of one of those sides. It cannot be on both. So our first step is to undo the variable, and I would say undo the smaller variable. It helps you avoid negatives, which tend to sometimes trip people up. So here's my question. Do we have more than one variable? Yes. Is it on both sides? Yes. Can it be on both sides? No. So what do? Get rid of the smaller x. Which x is smaller? 3x or 2x? 2x, right? Now here's the question. How do I get rid of 2x? The answer is not dividing. Here's why. You're not removing 2 from the x, you're removing the entire 2x, okay? So here's my question. If 2x is a positive term, it's positive, right? How do you get rid of anything positive? What's the opposite? What's the opposite of positive? Somebody say it. Does anybody know what the opposite of positive is? Y'all are killing me. Thank you so much. Negative. So the opposite of positive is negative, so we are going to subtract. Cool? Let's subtract 2x on both sides. Get rid of the smaller x by adding or subtracting. So this is gone. 3 minus 2 is 1. Now look, remember, when it's 1x, you don't really need to write the 1. It's just x. Cool? So this is just going to be x, bring down plus 4 equals bring down 1. Okay? Now, this is a one-step equation. You should be able to solve this. How do I get rid of a plus 4? What's the opposite of plus? Minus, right? So minus 4, minus 4. Bring down x equals, and what is 1 minus 4? Negative 3. Cool. All right. Number 6, same idea. There's more than one x. There can't be more than one x. Is it on the same side or both sides? Well, 5x is on the left, 2x is on the right. They're on both sides. So I need to get rid of the smaller x. Which x is smaller? 2x. How do I get rid of a positive? Subtraction. Minus 2x, minus 2x. The 2's cancel out. 5 minus 2 gives me 3x. Bring down minus 3, bring down equals, bring down 15. Now you should be able to solve this. It's a two-step equation like our warm-up and like Thursday's notes, okay? So we get rid of the loner, minus 3. The opposite is plus 3 on both sides. So 3x equals 15 plus 3 is 18. Last step, to get rid of that 3 coefficient. Remember, that's a multiplying situation. We're going to do the opposite. We're going to divide by 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6. Do you see, when x is on both sides, you get rid of the smaller x, and then you just keep solving from there. Now, I would let you do the next two. By the way, the numbering is off. This is supposed to be number 7. This is supposed to be number 8. That's funny. Anyways, so I'm still going to do these next two with you because it's a little bit tricky. Look at this number 7, okay? X is on both sides. Let's get rid of the smaller one. But here's the question. Careful, which x is smaller? 4 is not smaller because 8 is a negative. Y'all see that? Negative numbers are technically smaller, right? So how do I get rid of a negative? What's the opposite of negative? Adding, right? Positive, plus, whatever, okay? So again, negative 8 is smaller, so I'm going to do plus 8x, plus 8x. This point is really crucial. Make sure you see this, right? Do you see this number? What's going to come down? What number is that? -7. The sign goes with the number to the right. So if you just wrote 7 with no negative, it would have given you the wrong answer. So please be careful. If you See a number? Check what's in front of it. -7 comes down, and then 4x plus 8x is 12x. Bring down -23. Now, I know you can solve a two-step equation, so I'm going to do this a little bit faster. The loner is -23, so we're going to add 23 to both sides. We get 16 equals 12x. And then we divide to get rid of the coefficient. Divided by 12, divided by 12. All right, and we should get 4/3 equals x. Which is what, 1.3 repeating? Okay. All right, number 8, real quick. Do you see how 8 is like the front side where there's a parentheses? You got to distribute first. So anytime you see distribution, do that first. So 2 times 3x, 2 times 5. 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times 5 is 10. Bring everything else down. X is on both sides. Get rid of the smaller x. So minus 3x. You get 3x. Bring down plus 10 equals 28. Get rid of the loner 10 by subtracting 10. And then get rid of the coefficient by dividing. 18 divided by 3 is 6. Okay? I want you to make sure you've turned in these 2 assignments from last week. If you got them back today to fix, you can fix them. But we also have an assignment for today, so I'm going to pass this out. Let's make sure we're doing our assignments, all right? Here we go.